Warm wishes to all the dignitaries on stage, and very happy to be in the midst of a big, educated, erudite panel. And thanks a lot, sir. So there's, recently we had a big furore in the whole country about NEP after a long time, especially in the NEET exam. Not about NEP, but NEET exam. But the whole problem, the entire problem, the agitation was based on paper leaks. The way in which the National Testing Agency conducted this whole process, and there was a huge, pulla around this, that NEET exam has been compromised. I think from 2020 onwards, even before that, when the Kasturi Rangan committee was sitting, Tamil Nadu was the only state which was saying the same thing, but in a much more different way. But finally, somehow, the country has slightly woken up thanks to this. But what point I want to raise here is as administrative officers, we know very well that any large exam or large administrative exercise is very difficult for India to conduct. It has to have a certain structure behind it. அது எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும் இவ்வளவு பெரிய எக்ஸாம் நடத்த முடியாதுன்ட்டு. But when this whole exam happened, it was bound to failure. There's no question about it. We never had the structure to conduct such large exams, especially in this format. And this format of exam has never been a success in identifying whatever it is. But I am not going to highlight all that. Of course, our panelist will be highlighting the individual issues. But I want to talk about the larger political framework in this whole thing. அந்த அரசியல் தான், இதுக்கு பின்னாடி இருக்க அரசியல் தான் நான் பேச போறேன் இன்னைக்கு. இந்த அரசியலை புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னா நமக்கு ஐஐடியை பத்தி பேசி ஆகணும். There is an institution nearby called the Indian Institute of Technology all over India, which is funded by the government of India. ஒரு அரசு செலவுல செய்யப்பட்ட ஒரு அரசு நிறுவனமோ இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனோ வாட் எவர். நம்ம வீட்டில் பசங்கள்லாம் படிக்கிறாங்க. All our children study, and whenever any middle class or lower middle class, when their children study, their only aim will be to get into a good government college, right? I just want to ask here, how many of your children wanted to get into IIT? 1, 2. I'm just saying wanted. I'm not even saying got into or tried. Wanted. Hardly 3, 4, 5. So, point இதுதான். இன்னைக்கு நம்மளுடைய குழந்தைகளுடைய மனதிலிருந்து ஒரு அரசாங்க செலவில் இருக்கும் ஒரு கல்வித்துறை நிறுவனம் எப்படி போயிருச்சு, எங்க போயிருச்சு? It's just out of our thinking. How was that possible? இந்த கேள்வி நம்ம கேட்கணும்ல. இப்போ இங்க ஒரு அண்ணா யூனிவர்சிட்டி இருக்கு. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச இன்ஜினியரிங் படிக்கிற பசங்கள்லாம் அண்ணா யூனிவர்சிட்டி வரணும்னு நினைப்பாங்க. ஐஐடிக்கு போகணும்னு ஏன் நினைக்க மாட்டாங்க? What prevents it? What prevents it? That's all. You don't have to show any other discrimination. Just put one filtration system of a competitive exam, and you can forget people participating and competing and all. In a matter of time, you will remove that institution out of people's minds. So, it's very evident where NEET is taking us towards. In a matter of 5-6 years, or maybe even little bit lesser also, our children will not be thinking about medicine. இப்பவே நிறைய பேர் மைண்ட்ல இருந்து போயிடுச்சு. நான் பார்க்குறேன், சார் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம்லாம் பாஸ் பண்ண முடியாது சார், அதுக்கெல்லாம் 2-3 தடவை எழுதணும் சார். This time, I think the data is horrendous. 76% of people who have qualified into good institutions are 3-time repeaters. Your child and my child can't do this. Now the principle is very simple. Earlier, we had a very good system to filter people out, caste system, before the constitution came. Before the constitution came, we had a very nice method or institutionalized method to tell what people are capable of. Not capable of, whether they're capable or not, but they are fixed to one particular job or occupation or learning, so that they stay in that social strata. Now, as constitution progressed, and when we got freedom, when the constitution started operating, in the method, in the issues, ella started becoming equal. So there was this question of equity being addressed in our education system, in many other things. Of course, there were flaws. I wouldn't say everything was proper, but that was the direction in which we were going. So this whole idea of hierarchy had to invent new systems. So they were successful in preventing at least some institutions from the larger mass of this country by putting one filtration of a competitive exam. Now, I am going to question this idea of merit. I am not even going to go into question of NEP. I don't know, many of you may not agree with me also. But I have to raise this issue because it is an issue which we have to understand. Without understanding this idea of merit, we will not be able to question NEP or any other policy. Today, our whole system is moving towards this meritocracy. அதாவது ஒரு தகுதி சார்ந்த ஒரு சமுதாயம் அப்படின்னு ஒன்று உருவாக்குறோம். அது என்ன தகுதி அப்படின்றதுதான் கொஸ்டினே இங்க. அதாவது எல்லோருக்கும் படிப்பு, எல்லோருக்கும் கல்வி, எல்லோருக்குமான விஷயம் அப்படின்றது பார்க்கறத விட்டுட்டு இந்த கல்வி படிக்கிறதுக்கே உனக்கு தகுதி இருக்கா அப்படின்னு பார்க்குற ஒரு சிஸ்டம். We have come to that system. And the sad part of the whole thing is, even all of us who accept NEET is bad, who accept NEP is not that great, will still accept the idea of merit. I really want to today to just put this into your mind. Please question this idea of merit. What is merit? Today, we understand money is no more the indicator. ஒரு பணக்கார வீட்டில் பிறந்தா, should I get a medical seat to study? Now nobody agrees with it because it is chance. நீ பணக்கார வீட்டில் பிறக்கிறதுக்கு what do? You don't do much to get into to be being born in a very well-off family. So we know it's a matter of chance. So we think that that's not right. But when somebody says, okay, merit should be the primary criteria to get a seat, I am again questioning that. How did you get that merit? That merit was not just because of yourself. You being born in a family which encouraged you to study, which understood the importance of education, is also a matter of chance. Please understand this. So this whole idea of merit is only because of, because of me, is a myth. It is a myth which has to be broken. I don't think no child, can be deprived of any opportunity. You let the child come inside by a system. Even I would say drawing of lots is a better system than this entrance exams. Because I have seen, even in my college, in many other places, people who have come from the most lowest strata, even the civil service, they are the best performers. Because they have a social connection, they are grounded. So judge them during the exit, whether they are qualified or not. But to make something in the entry point and to judge this whole idea from an entrance exam is the biggest atrocity we can do on our children. அதனால்தான் இன்னைக்கு 26க்கு மேல குழந்தைங்க have committed suicide. I just was reading one Caravan article yesterday. It just heartbreaking to see a child going and hang herself in the night at 1 o'clock, writing a 7-page note to her parents saying that it's no more possible for me. It's no more possible for me. So I think we need to understand this whole society moving towards meritocracy through an entrance exam, through testing some knowledge centric issues, is absolutely wrong. And the central government today is hell bent on bringing it. Why? There is a reason to it. See, we all thought if a new education policy comes, it will be done through a lot of consultations. And the only consultations which has happened after this government has come, before they even cabinet approved, is with BJP oriented organizations. It is with RSS and many other institutions which they believed in. And when they talk about the Indian knowledge system, my heartbeat, increases by 200%, because we escaped from that. If you ask me, I have escaped from that system. Thank God. அந்த தொல்லையில இருந்து தப்பிச்சு ஓடி வந்து தானே இங்க நம்ம புடி பூங்குது இருக்கோம். மறுபடியும் இதை கொண்டு வந்தீங்கன்னா how does it match it? So the whole point what I want to say is NEP in major levels is flawed completely. It is going to crash our education system. It is already crashing. They have brought this CUET now, because I remember most of my friends who were not able to study used to go to Delhi for some central universities, JNU, DU and all, and they used to prepare for civil service and many other things. Now they can't get inside it with the CUET coming inside. And if I put an entrance exam, I can filter out exactly what kind of students I'm going to get inside, what is the strata they are going to come from, everything. So my point that I am trying to insist in this is, apart from the technicalities of NEP, we should question this whole meritorious system that we are heading towards. I think diversity is a good merit. If in a class of 50, you are having 25 women and 25 men, that is a great merit for that class. I think if we have people of different places, societies, culture, different social strata sitting inside the same class, studying medicine or engineering, I think that is a better meritorious thing than this. I was a collector in 3 districts. Every time, when I go to my PHC, public health center in my district, I used to cry because we didn't have doctors. Unlike in Tamil Nadu, we had in Karnataka, we had to search for doctors. I used to ask them, what is happening to all these students who are studying in these medical colleges? Where are they? They don't want to come back, because the idea of searching something has been imbibed into them. Now, by making this more and more commercial and more, you are pushing the children to go towards something. And please also understand, by pushing medicine to that level, it is finally going to boomerang on the society. We will not have enough doctors who will treat us. I think in COVID, everybody, when they ran towards the medical college and the government college, that's when I think people should have understood that, boss, this is something else. Medicine is something else. But then today we continuing with this. We are commercializing it too much. The coaching centers have developed in a multiple. I think they have boomeranged and they have gone into a different plane altogether. So this is ultimately going to destroy our public health system, and also in turn your and my family. That is what is something which you have to realize. And also we should be very aware that pushing our children in the search for some mythical merit is absolute atrocity on them. I would leave the rest of the thing to the panelists. They will of course explain the legal and the small aspects of it, but please understand, in Tamil Nadu we have always had a very good political line. We might be bad at many other things, but we are very good in our political line, and education is something which has been overtaken by for a long time. I think we have to stand in front, and that is the only reason that Tamil Nadu objected to it. Tamil Nadu did not object because we wanted this paper leaks. We said from day one, this is anti-poor, oppressed. So this entire system has to change, and I impress upon this gathering to re-question the idea of merit, and in this context completely neglect the NEP. Thank you.